Good afternoon, everybody. It is a very Indian summer kind of day, and I'm out here because I want to point out one plant in particular that is a stalwart in my garden and always performs brilliantly. Is mindlessly easy to propagate. You just break off a piece and stick it in the ground, and it's wonderful for pollinators, and that is Sedum Autumn Joy. Now, it does have a tend to splay and open up and flop over even when you kind of give it the Chelsea chop and prune it back some earlier in the year. But nevertheless, those long stems then are really desirable for cut flower arrangements, and they look beautiful, they dry beautifully, and overall it's just really a stellar plant. And I've had this for years, and it all came from one plant I think that was probably gifted to me years ago, so I try to gift it to others as often as possible. It's one of those plants that's very common but is so valuable that I think it can't be gifted enough. And then we'll come over here just past the scented geraniums, or some of them anyway, into the blinding light. And I apologize, I should have gotten out earlier this morning, but plumbers and tax people, talk about pests, made that impossible. So let's go into the potager, and I want to show you how beautiful that Sedum Autumn Joy looks here on the border. So you can see there's a pink tuft, 1, 2, 3. There's another pink tuft in the back. I believe that one actually comes out of a pot. It does beautifully in the ground or in pot culture. Now this faces south, and it gets brutal sun. Right now, even though it's a beautiful day, you can really feel that searing sun low in the southern sky coming into this area. But in addition to just being a wonderful performer in the vase and in the garden, it is just a great pollinator. Now, had I gotten out here a little bit earlier, I still see some bees. I see bees and moths. For me anyway, of course I don't have milkweed or some other plants, but for me, I just think it's the best pollinator ever, at least in my garden it is. And it is just a triple winner because it is just, as I said, beautiful in the vase, beautiful in the garden, very, very easy to grow, and then also it just is a great pollinator attractor, pollinator magnet. Look at how beautifully it looks here. I can't wait to see the combination once. I'm not even sure what color this mum is. I think it might be yellow. That's getting ready to bloom in tandem with it, and that this whole border is kind of fiery this year. But that color, I think, is just beautiful. Now, there are other sedums in the same family that you can get that have more of a rust color. I believe I have one somewhere in here. Let's play Find the Succulent. And I think I spy it. So here you can see in this tuft of mums, and all of these were mums that were potted and on display last year in my front fall garden that have now been transplanted into the back border. But you can see that beautiful flower head of another sedum and the beautiful combination it is with that mum. So in general, just as a plant combo for very late summer, early fall, and there's some more of it over there, mums and this Sedum Autumn Joy is just a wonderful combo. And then all of the hot holy scarlet zinnias. And when I was first gardening, I thought it was absolutely just miraculous that I could just pick off a branch of something, stick it in the ground, and I would have a new plant. So when I bought my first house, when I was still single, and I really had just begun to garden, someone told me about this easy care plant, and I started growing it over there. And then I've moved it from a couple of houses to this one. So I would say it's on my top list of bulletproof plants for the south and for this exposure. I read recently in Garden Gate magazine that I think sometimes, and I believe I have fallen prey to this misconception, that because it's a succulent, it doesn't take a lot of water. And so I think in the past, that's one of the problems I've had with splaying, is that I wasn't really giving it quite enough water, especially for the southern exposure. But you can always cut it back and it does just fine. And then like I've done here in the back where it may have flopped over, I've got some annuals that kind of hide the stems. And you can see here that that's kind of the case too. There's some purslane behind it and some marigolds. And I love, you can even dry the flower heads. I've dried the flower heads and used them for wreaths. Oh, look at this pretty combination of this really dark burgundy mum and then that rust colored sedum at the base. With, I believe that's dragonheart, that arrow-shaped leaf. But all in all, I'm really looking forward to what this border looks like when all of those mums pop out. Oh, and I did not show you because I just noticed it. Here in the back, you can see that there's some planted at the base of this topiary Arizona cypress. So the blue-green of that foliage makes a wonderful textural contrast, but also color echo with the sedum that's planted at the base. Isn't it just beautiful? So put this on your list. If you were in the area, I would happily gift some of it to you. I love the fact that it blooms when everything else is kind of finished. And I love it equally as much in the spring when it comes out, and those sweet tufts of that gray-green, kind of in a way a seafoam green, comes out so neat and so tidy and so perky. And there's a number of them. There's a guy on Instagram, Brenton Roberts, who has a garden in Australia that is just unbelievable, and he uses just masses and masses of it to great effect. So there you go. I just wanted to show you, if you are new to gardening, that you might want to put Sedum Autumn Joy on your list, or if you're an experienced gardener and you haven't grown it before, then beg, borrow, steal, or buy some from someone. Have a great afternoon, you guys.